Good afternoon. I'm going to show another game from the Autumn Marathon. It's a nice win in the Benoni as black, so let's see what happens. I'm playing against a player rated 2189, so a high rated Blitz player. He plays d4, I play c5, the old fashioned Benoni. He plays d5, perfectly acceptable move. I play d6. I have often played e5. It's a less correct move, but it's playable. But I think I'm playing against a nearly 2200 player. I'd best do it properly. So he plays e4 as he should. Now attack that pawn. I was hoping that he was going to play c4 and then I could go for a Benko gambit, but he doesn't let me do that. So now I'm working on eventually playing b5 anyway. No, I'm supporting b5. So he stops it, and I play the queen there, threaten the knight, so that I'm threatening this pawn. He brings out his bishop, and I retreat the queen just one step, hoping to tempt him into playing a5. He doesn't play a5 yet, and so I play d6. And he brings out his bishop, and I play knight to d7. You'll see eventually. So he plays castles, and I play e5. So I've got the standard Benoni kind of setup. He plays knight to h4, I think as much as anything so that they can play f5. So I play g6, partly to let the bishop out this way, but partly to discourage the knight from coming here. So he goes back to f3. So I fianchetto the bishop, and he plays h3, stop me coming here with my rook. So I'll come knight to h5 so that I can aim for playing knight to f5. You get a really kind of twisted up, difficult, quite cramped position in playing the Benoni, but you get a good grip on the dark squares. That's the thing. That's what I'm looking for, a grip on the dark squares. He plays rook to b1, and I play knight to f4. Yeah, I'll take that square whilst you can. It's the same as knight f5. Of course, on the black side, knight f5 doesn't do anything. So yeah, it's a difficult threat for him to deal with. But he's a sensible player. He plays bishop to e3 so that he's threatening to play a pawn here and attack my c pawn. So I retreat the queen so that if he plays pawn there, I can then play the I can then take the pawn. Sorry. So he retreats his knight. I think he might be thinking about coming here or here, but then I can go on with my plan. And I play. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. I pressed the wrong button there. I'll get to that position again. Oh, what? Sorry. That was craziness. I'm sorry. I'm not that used to analysing games from Lichess, and I don't know what to do when I've pressed the wrong button. So I think it's up to here. We've seen, yeah. And now my plan was to play rook here, rook to b8, knight to b6, knight to a8, and then I'm in a position to play b5. But I decide I'm going to go on the other side for some reason. Change my mind. I don't know if it's a good idea to change my mind, but I changed my mind. And maybe I'm thinking about some kind of sacrifice on h3 at some point in time. Because I realise he can't really chase that knight away, because if he tries to chase that knight away, he'll lose the pawn on h3, so great. So he comes, of course, and attacks the Benoni, the Son of Sorrow, after which the opening gets its name. Both the pawn on d6 backwards, pawn on d6, and the hole in the position are called the Son of Sorrow. And yeah, rightly so. This is the sorrow of the Benoni. So he takes the knight now, and I take the pawn, and maybe this reduces a little bit my grip on the dark squares, because now he's in a position to play e4. But he plays bishop to f3 first. I don't understand that. I play bishop to d7 so that I've got some threat against this pawn. Some threat. But he plays queen to d2, and now he's given me the opportunity to play b5. I've got the support to play b5, and I play b5. Swap off and chase his knight away, but he takes a pawn. I don't understand, really. I really don't understand. So I take his knight, and he plays rook to e1. But I'm a knight up. There's no getting away from that. And the knight comes back to e8. A great defensive square, and also does a good job of defending the weak son of sorrow, the Benoni d6 pawn. So he's going to pick up a pawn for his troubles. Oh, okay, he can pick up a pawn for his troubles. I chase his queen away. Great, and now my pawn is no longer weak when the bishop gets here, and I can look forward to maybe playing f5, swapping off, getting the bishop back, and just tidying up my position a little bit. So yeah, great that I got the opportunity to play e5. He plays queen to h6, and I go to d8. He's maybe got some ideas that he can try mating me, but no, if he plays to f4, I just come here with my queen. And he takes the pawn on c4 to get something for his bishop that he's down. And I play queen to h6, queen to f6, so that if he tries to threaten my knight, my bishop, I can come here with the queen and force the queens off. So he plays g3, but this weakens the h3 pawn. And I play queen to g7 to try and force the queens off. And he plays queen to e3, and I harass his queen a little more. I don't take the pawn on h3. I should take the pawn on h3 here, but I get my knight in a good position. So, oh, done it again. Sorry. Now you can see the game backwards. So I just played knight to f6 instead of taking the pawn on. Oh, yeah. I played knight to f6. He played king to g2. I should have maybe taken the pawn, but it's too late now. He's played king to g2. But the knight comes to e4 anyway. And now I might be threatening to double these pawns up, get the rook here or whatever. So he threatens my bishop. I'm happy to let him take my bishop. I'll swap off with the queen and swap the queens off. I'm a piece up, I'll swap everything off. But he plays with the pawn to chase the bishop away. And I'm forced to take the pawn, because if I come here, then he comes here and my knight hasn't got a square anymore, so I'm not a piece up anymore. I've blown it. Oh dear. But he plays king to f2. And I take the pawn now. So now he's got 5 pawns, I've got 5 pawns. We've both got a knight, we've both got a bishop, 2 rooks and a queen. We're completely level. I like my pawns a little better than his. He plays knight to f4, and I take it, of course. And I go to attack against the f pawn, and he defends it with the king, and he chases the rook, but that allows me access to the second rank. If I can get a check in here, then I will be getting a mating pattern. He's not going to make it so easy. Oh, I've done it again. Sorry. Just so unused to this. Just keep pressing the wrong button. But I think you can understand where the game's going now as well. So he plays, yeah. So he plays rook to h1, and I play h5 to expand on the king side and to maybe think about playing g5 here, check, g5 here to get a check. If he moves the rook, I've got a check with h4. So he comes to f3 with his queen. A good square for the queen, but it allows me to play bishop to g4. And he comes to queen to e3, which allows me to play rook, but he gets to take it with the bishop. What is going on here? I think I'd worked this out properly. He takes, I take, he takes with the queen. I take here, check. I take, no, I haven't worked out. I've just thrown away a rook for nothing. So now I've thrown away a piece lead and now I'm a rook down. But I managed to make everything really, really solid so that he hasn't got chances to come forward, and he gives up the rook for the pawn, and I support my pawn, and then the king goes over towards getting these pawns, but actually that's losing because he can just come pawn here and I can't stop him from getting a new queen. He plays the wrong pawn, he takes the pawn. We're now heading towards a drawn position, but I'm not giving him a draw because he's got virtually no time at all. I'll get behind the pawn, I threaten the rook again, and even although this game is probably theoretically drawn, then I'm not giving him the draw, and he goes out of time. So yeah, I deserved it in the first instance, and then my play was just as unorganised as my scrolling through the game was. You know, won a piece, gave it away. I wasn't happy with just giving away a piece. I had to give him a rook as well, and but he'd used that much time getting through to that point. I had 30 seconds to spare, and he didn't have any time to spare. And yeah, 5 minutes with problems for him to solve was too much. In that, yeah, 62 moves. That's 5 minutes. He had 2 seconds to move. 60 times 2 minutes. So he had 5 minutes of his thinking time. 5 minutes and 4 seconds. I gave him 6 minutes with problems. He didn't solve them in the 5 minutes and 4 seconds that he had. That gave me a win. Not the most brilliant chess in the world, but practical blitz chess. You just have to keep going, you have to keep setting problems, and you know, eventually, even against as good a player as someone rated at 2200, these mistakes happen and you get your chance. So I got my chance. Yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment on my videos. Thanks.